Impact segment tonight. According to some polls, President Obama has lost a bit of support among African-American voters. Nothing drastic, but he's down a bit. At Princeton University, black activist Professor Cornel West calling the president, quote, a black mascot of Wall Street oligarchs. And now the professor is taking his criticism of the president national.
I think he does have a predilection much more toward upper middle class white brothers and Jewish brothers, and has a certain distance from free black men who will tell him the truth both about himself as well as what's going on in black communities, brown communities, red communities, and poor white and working class communities.
Wow. Now, we asked Brother West to appear on The Factor, but the brother doesn't want to, at least for now. With us now from Atlanta, another college professor, Dr. Marc Lamont, who teaches at Columbia University. What do you think this is all about, really, Professor?
I think there's two things at play here, Bill. I think, one, he has a legitimate and principled critique of Barack Obama. There are many of us on the left who wish that he were as left-wing and radical and progressive as you guys say he is. You know, we have real concerns about whether he's dealing with America's most vulnerable populations. But then there's this other part of it, and I think that there's a significant part of black leadership that is upset that Barack Obama sidestepped the traditional pathway to power. He didn't kiss the ring, so to speak, of the major power players.
Well, explain that, though. Cornel West is an activist. He's a professor at Princeton. What does West exactly want President Obama to do?
Well, again, I think Cornel West is a principled person, so I think he does have a legitimate agenda, and I think he wants to see things like race-targeted bills, like in jobs, unemployment, healthcare, and so forth. I think he wants to see legitimate stuff on the ground. But then there's this other piece of it, which, again, is that Barack Obama started a political career by appealing to white liberal voters. And he said, once I get white liberal voters on my side, black people will eventually come around. And that's precisely what happened. Black people saw that Obama could win in Iowa, and they got on board. But by doing that, he didn't go through traditional civil rights leadership. He didn't use the Jesse Jackson model, which is to create new black voters.
No, but he was quite clear in campaigning that he wasn't running on a race-based platform, and he was going to treat everybody the same. Okay, so what you're saying is that West wants special privileges for African Americans, and he wants the president, because of his skin color, half black, to promote those special privileges.
No, Bill. He doesn't want special privileges. He wants the same privileges that all Americans get.
Well, you got them.
No. Listen, Bill, presidential candidates come on TV and go on the campaign stump, and they say, look, here's what we're going to do for gay and lesbian voters. Here's what we're going to do for the middle class. Here's what we're going to do for Jewish brothers and sisters. They talk, but they can't, for some reason, they don't mention black people. No one can win the presidency if they say, look, I'm going to do special things for black people. I don't want special things from President Obama because he's black. I want special things from him because I'm a citizen and because I voted for him.
Okay,
everybody's entitled to that.
Fine, but you're splitting hairs here. It comes down to the fact that you and Professor West want special privileges, money set aside, or program. Of course it's special. No. It's different. No. It's targeted toward one racial group. That is, by its very definition, is special. Bill, Social Security, veterans benefits, Medicare, all these things are targeted to particular populations. The difference is when it comes to black folk, race-based Social Security or Medicare or any of that. Come on.
I didn't say race-based, but they're targeted to particular groups. It seems like somehow when we talk about black people, we can't target a group. We can't talk about a special group, yet they have a unique circumstance.
So West is mad that Barack Obama hasn't come in and made the elevation of African-American concerns a primary part of his platform. Would that be fair?
And poor white people. Poor white people.
The Brother West threw in the poor white people. Okay.
Yes. We love poor white people too, Bill.
Listen, I love all Americans, including you and Professor West. I just think you guys are blinded, though, in the sense that Barack Obama has been a very liberal president, and his policies basically are running up an enormous amount of money, enormous debt in this country to deliver entitlements to Americans. Now, I agree with you that it hasn't been race-based. He hasn't done that.
Right.
But he has allocated trillions of dollars, which we don't have, as you know, to leveling the playing field, instituting social justice. So I think the beef is purely a color beef by Professor West. It's purely a color beef.
No, it speaks to Barack Obama's political calculus. Bill, we're on national television, and you're defending Barack Obama, and I'm critiquing him. This is the exact type of
I'm not defending. No. I'm stating what he is doing. I have only a minute left. Point. I have only a minute left. Do you really believe? Do you really believe that Barack Obama is in the pocket of Wall Street oligarchs? Do you really believe that?
Wow, you sound so dramatic tonight. Yes, I do.
You do.
I think all U.S. presidents.
Why don't they support him? They're giving Romney money up the wazoo here. Why don't they support Obama if he's in their pocket?
Because Romney is willing to yield to corporate interests in a more extravagant way. Anyone on the right is. Yeah, absolutely. But to pretend that American Democratic presidents don't also sit in the pockets of Wall Street is simply untrue. It's Clinton, it's Obama, it's Carter. It goes all the way back. This is nothing particular. Those of us on the left want to drag Obama to the left a little bit more.
Right. I know.
If we have moments like this where you're defending his record and against me,
I'm not defending.
Obama's winning.
I'm stating. There's a difference between defending
now you're
and
splitting
stating.
Hairs. That sounds like a split. I hear hair splitting right now, Bill.
All right, Don. Always good talking to you. Go back to your socialistic conference or whatever you're doing, Don. Plenty more ahead as the factor moves along.